Hello, everyone. Father John Hynes here at St. Catherine of Siena, Wilmington, Delaware. Today, I want to say a few words about marriage. A couple are getting married today, Edward and Kathleen. It's not a first marriage. They're in their middle age, shall we say, upper middle age, as are a certain number of the marriages we do. And they have chosen for the gospel at their nuptial mass the passage from Matthew, and I'm going to read it now. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountainside. After he had sat down, his disciples gathered around him, and he began to teach them. How blessed are the poor in spirit! The reign of God is theirs. Blessed too are the sorrowing, they shall be consoled. Blessed are the lowly, they shall inherit the land. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for holiness, for they shall have their fill. Blessed are they who show mercy, mercy shall be theirs. Blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. Blessed too the peacemakers, they shall be called sons and daughters of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for justice' sake. The reign of God is theirs. Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you and utter every kind of slander against you because of me. Be glad and rejoice, for your reward is great in heaven. The Gospel of the Lord. The other day I had to get an x-ray, and the technician, a very friendly guy from Africa, said to me, "What do you do?" I wasn't dressed in this fashion. I said, "Well, I'm a Catholic priest." He said, "Oh, you don't marry, do you?" I said, "No." He said, "How can you help people who are married with their problems?" I said, "Well, I think if I were married and a counselor, I probably could help them a little bit more. But the important thing about a counselor or a guide is to be someone who is understanding, wise, experienced. And if I were a married man who didn't know any other marriage but my own, I think I'd give some bad advice." I mention this because I think the most important thing in a marriage for the couple is that they are, it says in the gospel, poor in spirit, which means roughly humble, knowing that I, without God, am imperfect. I could be nothing. With God, I can do all things. When a couple marry in the church, they are making their vows before God and to God and to one another. And Edward and Kathleen today have chosen to do this at a nuptial mass. So in marriage, we have a union of heart, mind, spirit, and body. The whole of the human being, plus that part of us which connects us directly with God, spirit. And every part of this marriage relationship is precious. Every part is important. But I mention humility because humility comes from usually experience of one's gifts and of one's limitations. And in a marriage, especially of mature people, the life partner is a precious, invaluable asset to my knowing myself, because only someone else can see what I look like. Looking in the mirror doesn't do it. Can bring out of me aspects of myself that I didn't know existed. Can challenge me to be more of a person, and vice versa. All these things take place in a true Christian marriage. I respect the vocation of marriage, I would say almost infinitely, because I recognize it's a calling from God through another person. My calling from God as a priest, in a sense, works through many persons. I'm to distribute my love in a way that a married person in some ways can't altogether do. And a married person expresses their primary love in a way that I may not do through their partner. So I'm delighted. Behind me, you see pictures of different marriages. Like most priests, I receive from married people sometimes pictures of them, and I delight in having them exposed here. Some are older people, some are very young people. One of them is a little girl making her first communion, and then in the same picture as a bride, and much else. So as a priest, knowing, being friends with, ministering to married persons at all different stages has been a great fulfillment to me. And I'll finish on the theme that I began. Mutual understanding, mutual knowledge, self-knowledge, and the humility that is born of that are one thing I always expect and I'm never surprised to find in a good marriage. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Good to be with you.